Hey there friends, welcome back. It's Lauren with Rustic Honey, and today is going to be the kickoff of the Christmas decorating here at our farmhouse. So I am going to start in the kitchen today, and this video is going to be a little bit of a clean, organize, and decorate with me for the holidays style video. I'll try to leave some time cards for you in the description box in case you want to jump straight into the decorating, but I find that this is truly how my decorating goes around the house when it comes to Christmas time. I'm kind of cleaning as I go and trying to organize for the holiday season. And I'm also excited today because it's a little bit of a collaboration with Jenny Lee of the Pioneer Home. I absolutely love her farmhouse and her style, and so I'm excited to share her channel with you today. I'll leave a link here at the end of this video if you want to go and check out her channel, but she's also doing a similar video today cleaning and organizing in her farmhouse kitchen, which she has recently been doing some renovations and has this new amazing vintage inspired stove. I'm just so excited today to see what she comes up with in her kitchen for Christmas. So in my kitchen here, we are just trying to clean as we go. It had been a long time since I'd gone through my things, and I thought this is the perfect time of year to do a little bit of decluttering. I always make sure that I just have usually one of each of like my utensils and things like that. I also found this little treasure. I think it was one of those things that came from an auction. Tell me in the comments below what this was used for, because honestly, it's obviously a grater of some sort, but I don't know what the little compartment was for. My guess was maybe nutmeg. I don't know. Maybe that's a horrible guess. Let me know in the comments below. But it brought me back to making that little pen holder that we had talked about the other day. And so I put it on the fridge for now with a little magnet because I'm not using it for anything else. So it's going to hold my pens and be a nice little antique touch. I have got to wipe down these cabinets because we have small children in this house, and white cabinets obviously are always filthy in a farmhouse. So they're getting a little bit of an extra polishing today as I'm also going through the drawers. And this is something I honestly feel inspired by Jenny Lee today to do, because I feel like it would be just like me to kind of shut the door on those things, decorate and make it look pretty on the outside, and then wait until January to declutter the excess and get really organized. But the more I thought about it, it made total sense to organize my kitchen thoughtfully before the holidays, because we spend so much more time in the kitchen in the winter, or at least I do. I spend a lot of time in the kitchen no matter what season, but I think that during the holidays when I'm baking, I want it to be, you know, I romanticize it to be a relaxing, fulfilling time. But if the inside of my drawer is chaos, it's going to make Christmas feel a lot more like chaos too. So taking a few minutes to just reorganize this drawer today has already changed my life. I had a certain little 4-year-old girl who's been helping me so lovingly to put away the items from the dishwasher recently. So things were kind of haphazard anyway, and I thought I'll just take a minute to organize this. As I rearranged the kitchen, I also realized how many things are kind of seasonal in our kitchens too. Like for us, the corn on the cob holders, we don't really use in the winter time. That's just more of a summer garden thing. So I stuck those kinds of things in the very back of the drawer, and I brought forward my measuring spoons, serving spoons, and those nicer pieces that I will take to gatherings. I just feel like we use those things more during the holidays as we're entertaining more and baking more. So it's nice to have those things at the ready and a little bit more organized. So when we get to that point in the season, I'll be ready. I kind of shopped around my house for a few more containers because this drawer just needed one more little thing, and I happened to buy this one a while back and I still hadn't found a good home for it. That's kind of backwards though from what I typically like to do. I usually have something in mind before I go and buy the organization containers because otherwise they'll just end up in my storage room and have no purpose. It doesn't seem to matter how minimal we become with certain things in our homes. These little drawers, these issues still need maintenance after a while. After months of ignoring these drawers, they just needed a good cleaning and thoughtful organizing. So I'm only keeping the things in my drawers handy that I use on the regular. And I had some like wax paper in here. I don't know how it got in there, but I don't really use that on the regular. So I have a different spot in my kitchen. I keep those things. I'm going to organize our vitamins nicely because I don't want them on the counter, because I do want to make like a cute hot cocoa coffee bar for Christmas. So having everything in there and kind of hidden away will look a lot nicer, and it'll just be a lot easier to get things out. I always start with the areas in my home that are driving me the most crazy, because I think subconsciously those those things just carry with us all day long, like this cup drawer. It's a really big drawer. I love this drawer, but my kids have mangled it and destroyed it so many times. I keep those big square ice cream bins in there. Not the most aesthetic organization tools, but they do help keep things kind of corralled in different categories. So it doesn't always have to be the prettiest, like Amazon worthy organization to effectively be better organized and relieve you of that feeling of chaos. I'm a big fan of paring things back in the kitchen. I try not to have tools that I can't use for multiple things. And then those things that are just for maybe seasonal purposes like Christmas, I kind of keep them in a harder to reach place, pull them out for the season, and then tuck them away again. So this feels so much better having this all cleaned up and organized. And I know it's going to make the actual functionality of our kitchen this holiday season just go so much more smoothly. Now it is time to pull out all of the decorations. So to get started, I got to put on my running shoes and get up and down the stairs about 100 times, and I try to get a bigger load. It looks like every single time I come up the stairs. I'm not one of those people that has like a bin of decorations for the kitchen and a bin of decorations for the living room. I just kind of have a mini bins, lots of bins, and I make a huge mess in my creative process when decorating. I think it's because I mostly want to switch it up every year. I just kind of like start putting everything out and I don't really have a theme in mind until I get going. And I like it that way. It's a creative process. It's very messy, but I don't really love the in-between because I have bins sitting all over my living room right now. But at the same time, it's kind of fun. Turn on some Christmas music and enjoy it. Now, I definitely do repeat some of my decor. And this year, one thing I had to repeat again was these flocked garlands over the windows in my kitchen. I have 2 big picture windows like this, and they are just the coziest they can possibly be with this lighted garland over the window. I know some of you might ask me where the garland's from, and I'm pretty sure I got it at Marshall's, but it's been a few years ago. They were a total steal. I bought each of them for less than $25, I think, which is crazy because they're heavy. This is almost a 2-man job to get these up here, but last year I had Dan help me put little eye hooks above the window trim so that it can hold, like they're screwed in there really good into our trim so that I can just use some floral wire to adjust those and get them hung to where they're not going to fall down in the middle of the night. I tried to do the extension rod trick that you may have seen on the internet for doorways and such, but these are such heavy garlands that even a tension rod, it's just not going to do. And I definitely wouldn't be able to do that on my own. So although these take me a few minutes to get them just right, it is so worth it. I'm just hoping my lights stay going because I feel like last year they did really well. And you know how lights these days, like they just don't last very long. I feel like I have to buy new Christmas lights all the time. If you have a brand of Christmas lights that you feel like are really good year after year, let me know because I'm so tired of buying new Christmas lights. I think we talked about this decorating last year, but that is just something that seems to happen to me every year. Now in this little area, I'm kind of thinking I'm just going to do all of my white dishes and keep it really simple. And then on the other side, I'm going to pull in more of those wooden cutting boards and take my galvanized metals and make it a little bit more woodsy. So as I got to decorating, I felt like let's kind of go with that woodsy, wintry look in here and see where that takes us. Again, I don't really have like a theme per se ready to go this year, but I'm just trying to use what I have and go from there. I like to add a little bit to my decor collection, but at the same time, I don't spend a lot of money every year on my decor. So adding a little bit here and there and using what I have in new creative ways definitely helps me to be a more frugal decorator during the holidays too. I have these little black houses. I have this little church, and I like the way that they pop off of the white walls, but I am still on the fence of whether or not I want to try to paint them into gingerbread houses. I've been on the hunt for more of them so that I don't have to do it to these, just in case I don't like it. But let me know what you think in the comments below. If you think I should DIY some gingerbread houses, I just think that could be so cute in my kitchen. I really love having all of these open shelves in my kitchen, but one thing about it is that it does take me a long time to get the decor the way that I want it. To find the right balance of colors and textures and the way it's spread out and how it flows, it takes a while to step back and see it. And sometimes I still don't get it fully right the first day. Like the next day I can see it with fresh eyes and think, oh, I need to move that over there. But I try to kind of have it balanced out. So if I have a black home over here, then I need another one down here so that the eye kind of flows from left to right, up and down, and it seems a little bit more balanced. Same thing with the wood. So you'll see the wood kind of zigzags there, and along with the galvanized pieces, they're all kind of balanced throughout the shelving so that it's not too heavy in one area. I hope that makes sense. Now, this is another little area in our kitchen that I have seemed to just accumulate things. As you have little ones, we like to put the games with the smaller pieces up really high. And that's just kind of what's happened there over probably the course of a year. I also have some old blog backdrops here. And I think some of this can go, and otherwise I know that I have different homes where those should be living. So I'm going to go put those away. And that just made this corner feel so much more pleasing to the eye. And it's funny how you become blind to those things after they've been there for so long. But once they're gone, it just feels so much lighter and better. So take a look around your kitchen too. I'm sure we all have those little stashes of things. Those are the kinds of projects that I find really rewarding before company comes over. You kind of see your kitchen through the eyes of a guest, and it's a completely different experience. I love those little wreaths that I put on the door. Originally, I bought 3 of them, and I was going to put them on my kitchen cabinets, but they didn't work out quite the right size. So I used the 3rd one around a candle in the middle here, and it just keeps that centerpiece really nice and small and easy to move. When I'm baking cookies for Christmas, I can just easily move it off to the side. I feel like we're in a season of life that my centerpieces have to be fairly simple because I mostly need them to be functional. Of course, I want them to look pretty for the holidays, but with little kids in the house and so many moving parts, I need things to be able to move easily as well. I always want our home to feel very thoughtfully decorated. I love decorating for the holidays. It's just something I truly enjoy. And sometimes I'll see people say, you don't have to decorate much for the holidays, or you can do it very minimally. And I would have to agree wholeheartedly. But I know that for me, it's not the holidays if it's not decked out. Like I don't think, I won't say never, but I don't see myself ever being a minimal Christmas decorator. It's probably because of the way my mom always went all out for Christmas, but that is just what makes it feel so cozy and Christmassy for me, is having our house just tidied up and completely decorated with all the lights in every room. So I will always be a Christmas maximalist probably when it comes to the decor. But I wanted to set up a coffee bar here for the kids. This basket is going to be very temporary because I think I'm going to do like a tiered tray as soon as I get all the pieces, but I haven't made it to the store yet this week to get the marshmallows and the things that I want. So I thought today I would just get the coffee maker cleaned up, run some clean water through there, and make sure that it is serviced, because I probably don't do that often enough either, and just start putting the things over there. And I tell you what, my kids are already just hounding me for hot cocoa. It's kind of funny because as soon as it's cold at all outside, they think they need hot cocoa. But I honestly think they just like making it more than drinking it. They will work so hard making the hot cocoa and getting all the marshmallows and the fixings in their cup. I feel like they tend to not finish it. So it's just kind of fun. So I thought a hot cocoa bar would just be the perfect thing. Also found these. We have antique dishes in the top cabinet that I've had there for years. And I kind of thought to myself, I need to get those down, clean them up, and actually use them, because I feel like so often we're programmed to only break out the nice dishes at Christmas time, or just to be super careful with all the antiques all the time. But I think really our ancestors would probably just say, just use the stuff. Like, enjoy it. What's the point of keeping it in my top cabinets where it's just getting kind of gross, honestly? We need to just use the beautiful things and make beautiful memories. my chandelier being in the middle of the kitchen between my two big windows, I thought what would really tie it together would be a nice big red bow, very Christmassy. The only red ribbon I had on hand was single-sided velvet, which I'm not a very good bow tire in general. So I feel like that's one of the hardest ribbons to work with because it doesn't have any wire in it and it's not double-sided. So don't come at me for this horrible bow tying that I'm doing here. It got the job done, but I'm not going to be the person who teaches you how to make really pretty bows. I haven't really acquired those skills yet. Keyword there would be yet, because I am getting really into bows. That is such a trend going on right now in the Christmas space. I feel like I've been seeing all these really cute trees with all the bows. So I still haven't put all the finishing touches on my Christmas tree yet, but no promises that there won't be some bows. I'm really leaning into that, and I really like the way that this bow turned out here in the kitchen. I also love this chandelier with greenery on it, but I felt like it was just overkill because of all the greenery around the windows. So I felt like the bow just tied it together a little bit more nicely. Now, again, while I'm on the bow trend and the ribbons, I got a little carried away here, and I thought I wanted to put something simple on my doors. I've looked for little wreaths before, but it doesn't quite look right with the 3 windows here. So I thought maybe I'll just put on little bows. I kind of liked the black and white, but now in hindsight, watching this video, maybe I like the gold better. Let me know in the comments below if you like it at all, or if you would have done gold, or if you like the white and the black. Let me know. I haven't fully decided yet how I feel about those, but either way, they are very festive. Now, since I'm moving into my ribbon stash, I have a little bit of black left, and I thought this would really tie together my shelves with the black houses. If I decide to go with the gingerbread later, I might change out those ribbons for red instead, but I thought this was really cute with the black and the white. It's very modern, but yet rustic because of all the warmer tones of the wood and the wicker and the metal. So I just feel like that tied it together. It was the cherry on top. It was the bow. It was the finishing piece to kind of tie in our shelves here in the kitchen today. Now, again, with being that like woodsy theme that I was going for, I had thought about updating my curtains, and I thought I had enough of this fabric. Unfortunately, I don't. But let me know again in the comments below. I would love to have your opinion on all these things. Did you like more of the neutral curtains on the bottom, or leave the red checker for Christmas? As with most of my decorating, this is what I would call layer 1. So the kitchen has begun, but there's still so many things I would like to decorate, so many little things to set up, and so many DIYs coming your way. So if you're new here, please consider subscribing. I would love to hang out with you again very soon. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up, and be sure to go visit my friend Jenny Lee now over at the Pioneer Home to see how her kitchen turned out for Christmas too.